friends, fellow bookworms, and bibliophiles, welcome back to my channel. Now, over the years, I have collected many things, but at this point in my life, I have focused my efforts into two collections, books and prop replicas. So, bringing together the best of both worlds, I will be reviewing one of the prop replica books from my collection. And today, I'm going to be reviewing The Legend of Pandora's Box, which is a Doctor Who replica. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome to Squirrel's Bookshelf. I'm Jess, head squirrel. And just remember, you can always hit that subscribe button if you'd like to become part of our squirrely, nerdy, bookish community. Alright, so The Legend of Pandora's Box. This is a Doctor Who replica from an episode from the 11th Doctor with Matt Smith, and this is the one in the finale of Season 5 when the Pandora opens. So this book I bought off Etsy from Who Prop Replicas, that's the name of the shop. This was made by the same Etsy shop that made the Melody Malone replica book. Now if you haven't seen my review for that book, I will put a link for it up here. And overall, I have to say, another really good job. I don't like it quite as much as the Melody Malone replica, and I'll tell you why in just a sec. But another realistic rating, this is probably another 5 out of 5 stars. It still will look gorgeous on your shelves. The quality is really, really nice. But there are a couple more nitpicky things on this one than on the previous one. So let's dive in. Starting off with the quality of the covering of the book, you saw nothing. So starting off with the quality of the cover of the book, again, I am very nitpicky when it comes to any sort of blurring or pixelation, and there is practically none of that. There's a little bit in the fine details, but again, you really have to be like looking up close, and even then it's kind of hard to see. So completely 100% happy with the quality. It is crisp, it is beautifully printed, and close up or just a few inches away, it'll look great on your shelf. It does again have a full front cover, spine, and back cover. We do have that Pond River publication information as well, which is a nice touch. Now, like I said, I don't quite like this as much as the Melody Malone prop because the covering of this book feels like sort of standard paper. The Melody Malone, I think it was printed with a laser printer, so it had that sheen, that sort of waxy feel to it, which felt just a little more professional. This one is just a matte printing, which is fine, but it doesn't feel like an actual cover of a paperback. It does feel like just standard paper. But that's if you're touching it. If you're just looking at it, you wouldn't really know the difference. And then similar to the Melody Malone prop, the spine wasn't fitted first. I think they probably fit the cover from the edges first and then wrapped around the spine, which means they didn't get a good crease along the joints. It does bubble up very slightly. So had I put this together, I probably would have started by fitting the spine, taking it off the book, folding it over so these joints are nice and crisp, and then gluing it onto the spine and then gluing it down to the covers. But again, it's a very nitpicky thing. One other problem I do have with the cover though is it doesn't actually fit the book. If you look on just the inside top cover, and I'll get you a close-up, the cover extends a couple of millimeters above the actual cover of the book. And that does slightly bother me. It looks like it might be slightly off in the bottom too, but it's not off enough to compensate for that. And that does bother me a little bit because if this gets bumped at all, that top edge will get damaged, and I don't want that. Obviously, sitting on a shelf, it shouldn't get bumped, but it might fall down. But if it falls, or if I'm moving and it gets bumped, that could get damaged. That does bother me just a little bit. Now, in this case, there isn't anything special on the interior of the book. There wasn't anything in the episode that would suggest we would see anything inside, so that's fine. However, just like with Melody Malone, they are putting the cover on an actual Doctor Who book, so that's still a nice touch. This case, mine happens to be Decide Your Destiny, the Time Crocodile. And let's see which Doctor this is. Oh, it talks about Martha again, so it might also be another 10th Doctor book. This should be an 11th Doctor book, but hey, I'm not going to complain about that. So overall, realistically, it is a good 5 out of 5 star prop. Nitpicky rating, probably a 4.6 out of 5. Mainly because of the extra edge up here and the same sort of issues with the fitting of the book cover onto the spine. And maybe just the quality of the paper. But it's still really nice. I still love it sitting next to my model TARDIS that I built. So there we are. If you are comfortable with the tiny nitpicky things that I pointed out and you would like your own Legend of Pandora's Box prop replica book for your collection, check out Who Prop Replicas on Etsy. Again, I'm not affiliated with them at all. I bought this book out of my own money. So if you like this, or if you like the Melody Malone book, I will put a link to their shop down below in the description. I do recommend their shop. They've got some great stuff there. So that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone is keeping safe and keeping well. Bye!